Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskrityam
Narayanam Namaskrityam
Naranchaiva Narottamam
Naram Chagam Narottamam
Devin Saraswatin Vyasam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Tato Jayamudiraye
Tato Jayamudiraye
Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu
Bhadresu
Nityam Bhagavata Sevayam
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Bhagavate Uttamasloke
Bhagavate Uttamasloke
Bhaktin Bhavadir Naichiti
Bhaktim Bhavati Naschiti
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Devaki Nandanaya Cha
Nandagopa Kumaraya
Nandagopa Kumaraya
Govindaya Namo Namaha.
Govindaya Namo Namah.
Hare Krishna. Welcome all the devotees for the morning Srimad Bhagavatam discussion. Today we are going to discuss Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 2, text number 20 and 21. And the canto name is The Cosmic Manifestation. The chapter name is The Lord in the Heart. Hare Krishna. Please repeat the sloka behind me. Nābhyāṁ sthitam hṛdi adhiropya tasmād
nābhyāṁ sthitam hṛdi adhiropya tasmād
udāna-gatyorasi nayen muniḥ
udāna-gatyorasi nayene muniḥ
tato anusandhāya dhiyā manasvī
tato anusandhāya dhiyā manasvī
sva-tālu-mūlaṁ śanakair nayeta
sva-tālu-mūlaṁ śanakair nayeta.
Word by word bearing. Please repeat behind me. Nābhyāṁ
Nābhyāṁ
on the navel.
on the navel.
Sthitam situated. hṛdy
hṛdi
in the heart. Adhiropya
adhiropya
by placing. Tasmāt
tasmāt
from there.
from there.
Udāna soaring. Gatya force. Urasi on the chest. Tam thereafter. Nayet should draw. Muniḥ the meditative devotee. Tataḥ them. Anusandhāya just to search out. Dhiyā by intelligence. Manasvī the meditative. Sva-tālu-mūlaṁ at the root of the palate. śanakair slowly. Nayeta may be brought in. Translation and purport is giving grace Abhay Charanam Desi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Shri Prabhupada. Translation, please repeat behind me. The meditative devotee should slowly push up the life air from the navel to the heart. From there to the chest. And from there to the root of the palate. He should search out the proper place with intelligence. There are 6 circles of the movement of the life here, and the intelligent bhakti yoga should search out these places with intelligence and in a meditative mode. Among these meditated above in the Swadhisthana chakra are the powerhouse of the life here, and above this, just below the abdomen and navel, in the Manipurva chakra, when upper space is further stretched out in the heart, one reaches the Anahata chakra, and further up, when the life here is placed at the root of the palate, one reaches the Visuddhi chakra. Let's see the next sloka also. Srimad Bhagavatam, second canto, chapter 2, text number 21. Please repeat the sloka behind me. Satmād bror ataram unnayeta.
tasmād antaram nayeta.
Niruddha saptayatana anupekshaha.
Niruddha saptayatvana anapekhyah.
Sthitaṁ muhurtartam akunda drishtir.
Titam muhurdartam akunta drishti.
Nirvidya mudan visrujat param gataha.
Nirvidyamurdam visrajit puranagataha paramagataha.
Word by word meaning, please repeat behind me. Tasmāt.
Tasmād.
From there.
From there.
Buravoho.
Bhuvaha.
Of the eyebrows.
Of the eyebrow.
Antaram.
Antaram.
Taram.
In between.
In between.
Unnayeta.
Unnayeta.
Should be brought in.
To be brought in.
Niruddha.
Niruddha.
By blocking.
By blocking.
Sapta.
Sapta.
7.
7.
Ayatanaha.
Ayatana.
Outlets of the life here.
Outlets of the life air.
Anapekshaha.
Anapekshaha.
Independent of all material enjoyment.
Independent of all material enjoyment.
Sthitva.
Pitva.
By keeping.
By keeping.
Muhurta.
Muhurta.
Of a moment.
Of a moment.
Ardham.
Ardham.
Half.
Half.
Ahunta.
Akuntha.
Back home, back to Godhead.
Back to Godhead.
Drishtihi.
Drishti.
One whose aim is targeted like that.
One whose aim is targeted like that.
Nirbidya.
Nirvidya.
Punching.
Punching.
Murdan.
Murdan.
The cerebral hole.
The cerebral hole.
Visarjat.
Visrajit.
Should give up his body.
Should give up his body.
Param.
Param.
The supreme.
The supreme.
Gataha.
Tataḥ.
Having gone to.
Gone to.
Translation purport by is doing a Sabaya Charna on the AC Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada. Thank you. Translation, please repeat again me. Thereafter, the Bhakti Yogi
Bhakti Yogi
should push the life here
should push the life air
up between the eyebrows
up between the eyebrows
and then blocking the 7 outlets of the life here.
And blocking the 7 outlets of the life air.
He should maintain his aim.
He should maintain his aim
for going back home, back to Godhead.
For going back home, back to Godhead.
If he is completely free from.
If he is completely free from.
All desires for material enjoyment.
All desires for material enjoyment.
He should then. Reach the cerebral hole.
He should reach the cerebral hole.
And give up his material connections.
Give up his material connections.
Having gone to the Supreme.
Having gone to the Supreme.
Purport. The process of giving up all material connections and returning home back to Godhead, the Supreme, is recommended herein. The condition is that one should be completely freed from desire for material enjoyment. There are different grades of material enjoyments in respect to duration of life and sensual gratification. The highest plane of sensual enjoyment for the longest period of life is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita 9.20. All are but material enjoyments, and one should be thoroughly convinced that He has no need of such a long duration of life, even in the Brahmaloka planet. He must return home back to Godhead and must not be attracted by any amount of material facilities. In the Bhagavad Gita 2.59, it is said that this sort of material detachment is possible to attain when one is acquainted with the supreme association of life. Param drishtva nivartate. One cannot be freed from material attraction unless he has complete understanding of the nature of spiritual life. The propaganda by a certain class of impersonalists that spiritual life is void of all verities is dangerous propaganda to mislead the living beings into becoming more and more attracted by the material enjoyments. As such, persons with a poor fund of knowledge cannot have any conception of the Param, the Supreme. Then try to stick to the verities of material enjoyments, although they may flatter themselves as being Brahman realized souls. Such less intelligent persons cannot have any conception of Param as mentioned in the verse, and therefore they cannot reach the Supreme. The devotee have full knowledge of the spiritual world, the personality of Godhead, and his transcendental association in unlimited spiritual planets called Vaikuntha Lokas. Herein, Akunta Drishtihi is mentioned. Akunta and Vaikuntha convey the same import, and only one who has his aim fixed upon that spiritual world and personal associate with the Godhead can give up his material connections even while living in this material world. This Param and the Param Dhamma mentioned in several places in the Bhagavad Gita are one and the same thing. One who goes to the Param Dhamma does not return to the material world. This freedom is not possible even by reaching the topmost loga of the material world. The life air passes through 7 openings, namely 2 eyes, 2 nostrils, 2 ears, and 1 mouth. Generally, it passes through the mouth at the time of an ordinary man's death. But the yogi, as above mentioned, who controls life air in his own way, generally releases the life air by puncturing the cerebral hole in the head. The yogi therefore blocks up all the above mentioned 7 openings so that life air will naturally burst forth through the cerebral hole. This is the sure sign of a great devotees leaving the material connection. Om Dasa. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakhe Chaksul Munidam Yana Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Putre Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namini Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharani Nirvishesha Shunyavad Pashyatsa Desha Dharani Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So these 2 slokas we discussed, we read sloka number 20 and 21. Both the slokas, Sukadeva Goswami is explaining how a yogi will leave this material world. He's supposed to leave this material world. So they have to control their life here and they have to transfer the life here between the 6 places in their body, consciously concentrate on the places, and they have to leave the life here by closing all the 7 holes, the ears, eyes, nose, and mouth. These are 7 holes. They have to close this so that the life air will go by puncturing the the Brahmarandra that is in the top of the head. Through that it will go out. So this is the way they have to do that. But this is not at all possible for all the people, because for this we need to have the practice, and we don't know at what time what is going to happen in this material world. Anything can happen at any time. Yes, earlier in the olden days, they may dedicate their lives after their certain age. They will practice this, and they know that at what time they are going to leave this body. So they will control all these activities. They'll prepare themselves for that. And now also there are certain culture, certain people, certain kind of practice they are doing, even in our Sanatana Dharma. They are doing the meditation. They are leaving the body because they will find the particular day. Okay, they will not particular day. From that particular day, they won't eat, they won't drink anything. So they are preparing themselves for leaving the body. So from that day they will stop their food and they will intake all the intakes. Only with the air, breath, they will sustain, and they'll be in the meditation form, and They will sit in the meditation form and they will chant the. Sometimes some of the people they are chanting the mantras inside of their body. Then they are chanting the mantras within their throat only. They are chanting, and maybe some it will take, because if you are not taking body, you are not taking any intake. If it is your body, if your body is a healthy body, it will take 48 days. The body can sustain without anything. But somebody, if it is any problem in the body or any lack of nutrition, then at least minimum 10 to 15 days, the body will sustain. And after 15 days, that at any time, the life air can go out from this material body. So some culture of people, they are sitting and they are doing this kind of activities. And even in the Buddhist also, they are also having that kind of culture. They are how they can think about, they can meditate upon the leaving the body, they will leave. But the Buddhist, the mentality is different. They won't aware of, they think that after leaving this body, that nothing is there. It is a shunya. That is their concept. But the other impersonalist, they'll think that they will, if the life air goes out of this Brahmarandra, they will reach the Brahma Jyotir. So that is their way of understanding. So they are preparing themselves for that. So now, but the current situation in this Kali Yuga, and we are all in the samsara sagara, so it is not possible for all of us to practice such stringent activities. So that is the reason Kali Yuga Dharma, it is chanting the holy name of the Lord. So you chant the holy name of the Lord, you do the Dharma, be in the in the family life, there itself you practice the detachment. So that is the reason our society is divided into different ashramas. So brahmachari ashrama, so brahmachari, grahastha, vanaprastha, and sannyasi. These are the 4 ashramas. So each ashrama you have to practice how to detach from this material world. So the first ashrama is the brahmachari ashrama. It is very important. There we have to learn how to leave this body, leave this material world. What is the purpose of life? We need to learn all the scriptures so that we can understand what is the purpose of life. Then we can lead the rest of the life properly. So the brahmacharya life, we have to give the proper focus so that the rest of the life will be useful for leaving this material world properly. And the grahastha life, if somebody they want, it is not a degradation if you get married and means indulge in the sex life, because that is a regulation provided our shastras is allowed. Shastra is allowed that if you are not able to control your senses, you better get married and be there in that grahastha ashrama, then you practice, so that your senses also will be in control and you can practice there how to detach from that also. So that is grahastha life, it is allowed. And the next one is the vanaprastha life. Vanaprastha means going towards the forest. So that life, it is practicing the detachment from the family life. And the last life is sannyasa. It is completely detached from the family life and fully dedicated to the Supreme Lord and till the time of death. So this is the way our society is properly, our Sanatana Dharma is properly designed, because we were in the advanced stage, very advanced stage in the spirituality. That's the reason still the entire world is giving the respect to India, means it is because of their advancement in the spirituality only. But since we are in India, so we are not able to understand the value of the spirituality. We are not able to understand. We are attracted by the Western worlds. So that's the reason we are trying to imitate them. But those people they are doing nothing. They are just enjoying this material world. They are trying to exploit this material world, and they are whatever the activities they are doing, whatever the activities they are trying, everything is bodily concept and everything is in the material way and sense enjoyment only. It is connected with the senses enjoyment only. So here, Prabhupada is explaining there are 2 things in this material world people will try to do. What is the 2 things? Once they will trying to prolong their life and sense gratification, how to satisfy their senses. These are the 2 things they will do. And in Bhagavad Gita 9.20, Krishna is saying, Traividya mam somapaha putapapa yagnair itar ištva swargatim pratayante te punyam asatya surendra lokam asanti divyan divideva bhogan. So what Krishna is saying, those who study the Vedas and drink the soma juice, seeking the heavenly planets, worship me indirectly, purified of sinful reactions, they take birth on the pious heavenly planet of Indra, where they enjoy godly delights. So the people, this is most of the other religions also, ultimately they will, what they will think, I will go to Swargaloka. That is their aim. So Swargaloka, but here, if you read the scriptures and drink the Somarasa also means everything, it will make you to reach up to the heavenly planets. There you can, life will be prolonged. There you can enjoy the opulences of which are there in the heavenly planets. But Prabhupada, again, he is saying that it is, if you it cannot be compared with the spiritual world, because even if you are in the Brahmaloka, topmost Brahmaloka, that is not permanent at all. So at even the Brahma himself is not permanent. So what to speak of the individuals who are reaching that planet? So they have to, their life may be prolonged, but they have to come back to this material world at any point of time. Once their 5 credits are completed, they have to come back to this material world. So our ultimate goal should be to reach the spiritual world. So that from this very family life itself, we need to practice the detachment. How to detach from the family affairs, how to detach from the other material things, and how to detach from the sensual enjoyments. So all those things we have to practice in this very life itself. Because even life is very short, and we have the other there are some family, we have to take care of our family. That is our, there are some rules and regulations we have to follow, certainly, because in we are connected with our wife, we are connected with the country, we are connected with the community. So each and every place, we have some different responsibilities we have to take care when we are in this material world. So we should not drown on this responsibilities. We should do the responsibilities which is necessary. We should not add up the things which is not necessary. So we have to avoid which is not necessary, and we at most we need to minimize the connectivity between this material world and ourselves. So that it will be easy for us to go back to Godhead. So if you are detached from this material sensual enjoyments and material opulences and the material society, then it will like you need to live like a grass. So if you see the grass in the road, you can see that its root also in the top of the mud, and it is very easy to pull it. We can pluck, if you pull that grass, it will come out, because the roots are on top only, easy to pull out. But if you consider that a big tree like banyan tree, it will put so many roots here and there. In order to remove that tree, it will take time. It's a great labor it will take. So our life is connected. It means compared with these two lives, grass life and a banyan tree life. So if you maintain our life, entire life, if you live like a grass without much attachment with this mud, with this material world, and if you stay, whatever you are getting, you stay. And that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Sthitaṁ, he was saying, Trinadabi Sunichena, Tarorabi Sanisuna, Amanina Manadena, Kirtaniya Sadahri. So what what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, that you need to be like a grass. You need to humble like a grass. So if somebody put the leg on top of the grass, what will happen? The grass won't react. It will bend down, and once the person remove the leg, then it will come up to the position. So it won't affected by if somebody pushing me down, they won't get affected. Okay, let me push, let me bow down, and once the person is going away from me, then let me come up to my position. So this is the quality of the grass. So similar quality we also need to be developed in this material world. So why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was saying that Kirtaniya Sadagari, that kind of person, that kind of humbleness who has in this material world, Only that kind of person can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. That's what Chaitanya Maharaj was saying. And also, the other example, he's telling that the tolerate, we need to tolerate like a tree. Yes, the tree is the while living and after death also, the tree is always giving something to this material world. So while living, it will give the fruits, it will give the shadow, it will give the flowers, all those things it will give the fruit, the tree. And once it is died, that means we can use that for preparing the wooden furnitures, or at least at least thing we can use it for burn burn in the for cooking purpose we can use that. So the tree will be, all the parts of the tree will be useful even it is living or at the dead time also. The similar way, our life also should be like that. And even somebody throwing a stone, suppose there is a mango tree, to get the mango, the person throwing a stone, it won't touch the mango. Sometimes it will beat the mango tree many times, and one or two times only it will touch the mango and it will fall down. But the tree won't react if somebody is throwing a stone on the tree, and it will wait for that. And when the people cutting the tree, if you see, the same person climb the tree and he will cut the branches. And that time also the tree won't react. It will accept that. Okay, let me be in this way. So that similar way, the person who wanted to go out of this, who has a fully desire to go out of this material world, we should not, we should develop that kind of qualities. We should be in the entire lifetime, how the tree is useful to others, the similar way we should also make our life useful to others. And the another sense, we need to be like a grass, and how the grass attaches this earth, the similar way we need to attach in this earth, not like the tree. Because the tree attachment, to remove the tree attachment, it will take time, and it is very difficult to remove the attachment. But the grass attachment, it can be easily attached. So in this way, if you make our life, if you live the life, then automatically we can get out of this material world very easily, very quickly. Because Lord also expecting that only. Because the Lord is expecting not simply you born as a human being, you just go and enjoy this material world. It's not like that. You can enjoy, but main purpose is self-realization, to realize yourself, why you are here, what is the purpose of life, and what you need to do. If you do that thing, understanding the philosophy and get out of this material world, that is the main purpose of life. If the person knows that, understanding that, then the life, whatever the very life you got, that will be useful. Otherwise, it is like a animalistic life only. So better we'll practice the life as why the Lord gave it to us. The real purpose, it should serve the real purpose. So in that way, we have to live. And also Prabhupada quote the 2.59. Let us see this sloka. The second chapter 59. And here Krishna is saying that Vishaya vinivartante niraharaksha dahi dehinaham rasavirjam raso api asya param drishtva nivartate. What he is saying that though the embodied soul may be restricted from sense enjoyment, the taste of sense object remains. But ceasing such enjoyment engagements by experiencing a higher taste, he is fixed in consciousness. So here it is Krishna is speaking practically. See, even though we are trying to control our senses, fully controlled, but the taste, because we already tasted before, suppose somebody tasted the non-veg and the liquor, something. So they taste, our mind has a taste. Okay, already the sticker means it will be like this taste, and we will get the reaction, it will be like that. And the non-veg means taste will be like that. So the taste will be remain. Even though you ceased from the enjoyment, the sense enjoyment, the taste remain in our mind. We are not touching. Okay, now earlier we did. Now after understanding, getting into the spiritual path, we understand, we ceased from that. But the taste remain in our brain, right? In our mind, the taste will be there. So how to avoid that? By engaging our mind from the lower taste. Those are the lower taste. Liquor, non-veg, these are lower taste. From the lower taste, bring our mind to the higher taste, which is understanding about the Supreme Lord, chanting the holy name of the Lord. If you convert your focus, change from the lower taste to the higher taste, automatically what will happen? Our mind can be fixed on the Krishna consciousness, fully on the Krishna consciousness. So that is the way Krishna also telling that it is our, even though our cease from the sense enjoyment, the sense object, the sensual taste for the sense object, it will remain. So we have to move from the lower taste to the higher taste, so that we can be fixed on the Krishna consciousness, and we can go back to Godhead very easily. So the today's sloka, what we discussed is how the bhakti yogi to leave this body while leave this body. But this is it is not practically, it's just very difficult in this Kali Yuga. But the bhakti yogi is supposed to leave this body in this way, and controlling the life here through all the 6 places in the body, and block all the 7 holes, and leave leave this material world through the cerebral, the top part of the Brahmarandhra. That place they have to puncture that place. It should the soul should go out from there, so that it will reach the destination without any material attachment, and only our aim should to reach the Godhead. If our mindset in that mood, that during that time, if it is like that, then only it will go out in the proper way. Otherwise, what will happen? Again, we will remain in this, come back to this material world, we will be remain here only. Hare Krishna. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai.